Welcome to the course Asia 353, Introduction to Hindi Film. This week's topic is Courtesan culture in Bollywood. I'll discuss today the reflection of courtesan culture, the Kotha and Tawayaf culture in Hindi films. In India, the Kothas and Tawayafs played a very important role in preserving the art of classical dance and music. Bollywood has paid tribute to these carriers of the unique Indian cultural heritage by frequently making films on them. Pakiza, Umrao Jaan, Devdas, Kalang are few big names that portrayed courtesan culture through the film media. The decline of courtesan culture started at the British Raj, and by the time India gained her independence, it was completely wiped out as a cultural institution. Let's now talk about this week's film. We'll discuss today Muzaffar Ali's 1981 film Umrao Jaan. To discuss the film today, I've invited a guest, my friend Shubham Arora. Shubham is a PhD student at the Department of Asian Studies at UBC. His research area can be broadly defined as the representation of sexuality in South Asia. He has also done research on the topic of courtesan culture in South Asia. So let's talk to Shubham. Welcome, Shubham. Thank you for joining our class.
Well, thank you, Sunil, for inviting me.
I'll start the ball rolling with a very basic question. What is the courtesan culture and who exactly is a courtesan?
Okay. So, courtesan is a celebrated woman and she has an exalted position. She is known for seduction, sophistication, etiquettes, and she has also mastered aesthetic skills, dancing, writing poetry, singing, all the aesthetic skills. And this history of courtesan in India, or this culture of courtesan in India, has a long history. We have Amrapali in 500 BCE, Vaishali in the present day Bihar. She was the Nagar Vadhu of that time.
So, what exactly is Nagar Vadhu?
So Nagar Vadhu literally means bride of the city, of the town, but it also means royal courtesan.
I just vaguely remember once I read long ago a novel written by Bhagwati Charan Verma, Chitralekha, and in the novel, the Chitralekha was a courtesan.
Yeah, they were the influential figures, and they were also known for their strengths. Like you mentioned Chitralekha, and we have Amrapali. Yeah, also in the Gupta period, the 4th century text, Vatsyayana's Kama Sutra, out of 7 books of the Kama Sutra, the 6th one is dedicated to the study or to the knowledge of courtesans, how they should behave with their clients, how they should seduce their customers, sometimes how to trick them as well.
I would like to come to medieval period now. I mean, you just gave a little brief history of courtesan culture in ancient India. When we talk about Kotha, Tawayaf, these words sound very Islamic. They have very strong Islamic references. So does this mean that the courtesans were more or less always Muslims?
Not necessarily, Sunil. We have examples of Kanu Patra, a Maharashtrian Hindu courtesan who was a dancer and a devotee. We have examples of Mudhu Pilani. She wrote Radhika Stavanam, and she was a courtesan and a dancer and wrote her poetry.
Okay. And they were, as much as I've read, the courtesans were highly educated. They were proficient in etiquettes and poetry writing. So they were so good in their skills that the Nawabs used to send their children to get trained in these etiquettes.
These courtesans were institutions in themselves. This culture and social institutes in themselves, like these Nawab and the prince of Nawab actually learned social skills, how to behave in society from these courtesans.
High class society, as we say.
Elite class,
the eliteness.
Sometimes this poetry writing, Shiro Shairi from them as well.
Yeah, because there used to be mahfils, and in mahfils, courtesans would come and then have poetry recitations like Okay. And also, I've read that because they were under the patronage of Nawabs,
Right.
they had they were very powerful. They were very influential. So, can you say something about that as well?
Yeah, I'll explain this with an example of a courtesan in Deccan. In 18th, 19th century, she was Mahalakabai, and she was an influential figure during the reign of Nizam in Hyderabad. She was a Shiite Muslim, and she played a significant role in unifying Shiites, Sunnis, and Sufis at that time. She maintained a social decorum in society as well.
Oh, yes, so that means they had quite a lot of political power.
Absolutely, yeah. She was one of the jewels of Nizam's court, and this Mahalaka Bai name was actually given by Nizam to her.
Ah, okay.
She was an influential figure.
Yeah, as much as they were very powerful and they had some political powers as well, but as I've read, they had some limitations in their lives as well. So, could you say something about that as well?
Well, yes. According to colonial definition of prostitutes, let's go to prostitutes. These are the women who are out of the bond of conjugal domesticity. They are not married, and this is, I feel, somewhere is the limitation in their life, social limitation in their life. That is, they can't have their family, can't have their marriage bonds. Do they have their kids? Sometimes.
Yes, they had the children sometimes, but
Yeah.
they did not have a family as such that they can live an ordinary life in society.
Right. We have examples of some married courtesans, but they are a handful. They are a handful. But what I have seen is like they strive for love. They strive for emotional intimacy.
Yeah. So Shubham, behind the camera, in our discussion, you mentioned the Cantonment Act introduced by Britishers, and the aim of the act was to limit the activities of courtesans. So, could you please talk about that?
Yeah, this Cantonment Act of 1864 is with amendments is actually the 19th century Indian Contagious Disease Act. This was to prevent transmission of a venereal disease, sexually transmitted disease, from these prostitutes to European military troops. For these European military troops, the only way to get sexual pleasure was through these prostitutes, and this act was to ensure whether these prostitutes are healthy enough and fit enough, and they are not disease-free, exactly, for these European troops.
So, how did this Cantonment Act impact on courtesan culture in India?
Okay, so broadly, there are 2 points. I'll explain in 2 points. The first thing is like this colonial categorization of prostitute. Prostitute is a bit vague, ambiguous, and problematic. There's this hierarchy among prostitutes. Like the upper class prostitutes are actually tawaif, these kothawalis, who are for nawabs, for elite class people, and for the lower ones are actually for commoners, for true people. The upper one was for officials, and the lower one was the commoners. But when this act came into existence, there was this collapse of this hierarchy. Though there were Indian officials who actually asserted that there is this distinction between tawaifs and these prostitutes, but still they had to face certain consequences of this. And second, there was this regimental setup among cities, like which are known as chaklas or chals, where these prostitutes were these chaklas or chals were filled with prostitutes, and they had to pay a rent of 2 rupees. And these customers, European troops, they visited them and had sexual pleasure. And these chaklas or chals were regulated by Indian officials, and these were Kotwal. And it reminds me of a song from Pakistan, "Inhi logon ne le liya dupatta mera." There is a line, "Hamari na mano sipahiya se poocho." So this shows this interaction between Kothawalis or these prostitutes and sipahis. They're under their control now.
Okay, let's talk about the film. which this week's film. Yeah. So this week's film is 1981 Muzaffar Ali's film Umrao Jaan. Yeah. So whatever is your perception of courtesan culture or who is a courtesan, do you think that the film depicts the courtesan and the courtesan life and the courtesan culture appropriately?
I feel Muzaffar Ali has intricately and minutely caught this idea of Umrao Jaan from Hadi's novel, Umrao Jaan.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And the actress herself portrayed or justified the image of Umrao Jaan, be it sophistication, be it her privileges, be it her poetry, her diction. That Khalis Urdu, what she speaks, is absolutely there. And of course, beauty is there. Love sentiments are there. The subtlety of love is there in the movie.
And the limitation also, when we're talking about the limitations that they cannot have an ordinary family like
Exactly. I mean, Umrao Jaan had a love relationship with Nawab, but she couldn't marry her, right?
Even though the Nawab also loved her very much.
Exactly. It was the social challenge from the Nawab's father that he couldn't marry a courtesan.
And you could even feel that the Nawab itself knows the limit. He knows even if he wants to marry the girl, courtesan, but he could not because he understands the social limitations.
Yeah, and when we think about courtesans, or the wives, were considered source of entertainment for these Nawabs, for these kings.
Source of education as well.
Source of education as well, absolutely. But at the same time, there was this striving, there was this yearning, longing for love in courtesans, for having this emotional intimacy, having their conjugal bonds in domesticity.
Yeah. By the way, have you seen 2006 movie, Umrao Jaan?
Well, I have seen, and I always thought why JP Datta made this movie.
Okay, so you are critical too.
I am critical to it. There's this absolute and clear distinction between Rekha's portrayal of Umrao Jaan in Muzaffar Ali's 1981 and Aishwarya Rai's portrayal of Umrao Jaan in 2006. This spirit, as I mentioned in my previous answer, the spirit is very much there in 1981, where this 2006 movie failed to put that impact on influential scenes. Like when she meets her parents back and like in the end of the movie, exactly. That scene is absolutely emotional. 1981 scene has done complete justice to it, whereas Aishwarya Rai's movie hasn't put that impact on the audience.
Yes.
Also, this distinction is there that there are privileges in 1981 movie, whereas in Aishwarya Rai's movie 2006 the focus is on love.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's exactly I felt. Although I felt that Aishwarya did a good job as an actress,
Right.
but the story itself felt very different in the sense in 1981 Rekha's film, it was the courtesan culture that was the main theme of the film, main story of the film.
Correct.
And in Aishwarya Rai's film, it seemed that there was a love story that's the main theme, and courtesan culture was kind of a backdrop of the main story. So that's where I find it did not do justice enough to portray that
And
courtesan culture.
2006 was a bit glamorized.
And it was quite, it was quite little too melodramatic, I would say.
Right.
Yeah, that film. By the way, you know that Hindi films and Hindi Urdu films have a long tradition of making Umrao Jaan.
Absolutely.
These are not the only two Umrao Jaans.
Right.
Well, in 50s, there were two Umrao Jaans made, Mehendi, and there was Zindagi Ya Tufan. Apart from these four Indian films,
Right.
there is one Pakistani film also, Umrao Jaan, which was made, I think, I'm not exactly sure, it was made in 1971.
Okay.
And there is a Pakistani serial as well. So,
Umrao Jaan.
oh yeah, absolutely. So there has been one thing I noticed in many of these different Umrao Jaans. I've seen, but to be honest, I've seen only three of them.
Right.
Pakistani, and true Indian Umrao Jaans, and the stories are quite different.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in Pakistan, Umrao Jaan actually they got married. The
Like Nawab and Umrao
yes, yes. So I'm not sure. I've not read the story, so I don't know what exactly is the story. So it has somehow become Umrao Jaan has somehow become a mythical figure, and different writers or different movie makers, filmmakers have changed the story.
Yeah, means there's freedom of portraying the story according, like for directors and producers, it's the freedom or like expression of art how they can portray the
Yeah.
movie. At the same time, I feel this Rao is a mythical figure. At the same time, a genre.
Yeah,
For
okay.
courtesans.
Yeah. Umrao Jaan representing courtesans.
The umbrella. It's the umbrella term
Yeah.
for courtesans.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. And another thing is, I mean, this novel, Umrao Jaan and the Hadi Ruswa, is written long ago and it's beyond the copyrights now, so probably people can change the story as well.
Yeah, and that's the same case with Devdas. There are multiple renditions of Devdas,
Yeah, yes.
and what the recent one is, it's absolutely glamorized.
Yeah, yes,
Like
yeah.
Dula re Dula thing.
Yeah, yeah, so yeah, that's, yeah. So, thank you, Shubham, for joining our class.
Again, thank you, Sunil, for inviting me. And I really learned a lot from you about Umrao Jaan. Now I'll watch this Pakistani Umrao Jaan movie and the serial.
Yes, and I'm very thankful to you, and my students are thankful to you for giving insights to the courtesan culture.
I
Thank
hope you will enjoy this movie and readings on the courtesan culture. Thank you, Sunil.
Thank you.